Remember, the wait times of the HCA East Florida Hospital emergency rooms average in the single digits. Just go to hcaeastflorida.com. List all the wait times for all the RERs. They update them every 30 minutes. Here at the Fruit and Spice Park in Redland, boy, it is just an amazing place. And right down the street, we talked a bit earlier and last week about the friends and neighbors kind of a policy.
Program.
She's been talking to me about Robert is Here for years.
Oh.
This is Brandon, whose father is started Robert is Here, right?
It looks just like him.
And Jerry Fry's Horticulture is here in the Fruit and Spice Park. Tell us about Robert is Here, for those who don't know.
Yeah. Well, we are a fruit stand and farm. Been down in Redland, Florida since 1959. My family's been farming in the area for almost 70 years now. And we specialize in the rare and exotic tropical fruits. And we've brought some stuff here today.
So we can try it.
We can absolutely try some stuff.
You know, when my daughter was small and I'd first moved here, I would bring her to Robert is Here. It was a place I could go and afford to take her.
Yeah.
And your father would sit down with her, and there were all kinds of fruits she had never seen before, and explain and help her taste. It was just wonderful.
I'm 6 years older than she is, and I haven't seen these things either. All right, what should we start with here? Tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
So, well, we obviously have the beautiful mangoes here. So we can cut some of those, but we've seen the lychees.
Yeah.
And
there's the jackfruit.
And the jackfruit.
Right.
And we have the guanabana or soursop, depending on where you're from.
Got it.
We've also got the mamey sapote, this is my personal favorite. These are fantastic. And we're getting in summertime, and as soon as you start seeing lychees everywhere, you know that mango season's around the corner.
Is that right?
You know, jackfruit season, all this wonderful, wonderful stuff. The bananas, we get some rain, and they start popping, and they're delicious.
Now, you told me about some miracle fruit, and you said I'm not going to what happened.
Right.
And then, Jerry, you're going to have to explain this to me, too, in a certain sense. Tell me, why is it miracle fruit?
You gonna take this one, or I got this one?
Well, you know, miracle fruit is actually, it grows on an African bush, basically. Likes a little bit of shade, although we've got one growing up there that's in the full sun that does great. It actually changes your taste buds for maybe 4 hours or so.
4 hours?
It could
I got to have wine in 3. Right there.
I was just telling the story about that, about how it will change wine into, I mean, the sour stuff comes sweet. So you'll be sending wine back.
Brenda is our Mikey of life fame. She'll try anything. All right, so Brenda, tell us what she should do.
So first things first, these are key limes. And you're just going to take a slurp of that there, just enough to get the flavor. Just to get the flavor. So you know that it is sour.
You know what they're good, though.
Even if it tastes good.
It is good.
All right, now here's the miracle berry.
Right.
And you're going to chew it up, and the more surface area you can cover in your mouth using your tongue.
There's a big seed in the middle.
Right. You can,
so just scrape all of that off and roll it around your mouth and keep it there for a little while.
Yeah, swirl it all around.
Keep it in your mouth as long as you can.
Okay.
And you can spit the seed out, but don't do it on camera.
Oh, come on, Brandon.
I got to do the whole thing. Okay.
We're going to have a miracle fruit tree growing right there in a couple of weeks. Okay, now try this.
Now try that again.
Oh, that's unfair.
Right?
Oh, it's all sweet. This is a lime.
It's sweet.
Miracle fruit.
Now, my favorite thing to eat after eating miracle fruit is the tamarind. Now, we didn't try this one at the beginning, but you must trust me that it is very sour.
What is it now?
Tamarind.
Tamarind.
Tamarindo. It's actually the secret ingredient in Worcestershire sauce.
All right.
Oh, who knew?
Well, the pirates in the traveling around the Caribbean, they tried to make a liquor out of it, and it didn't work out so much as a liquor, but we got us a good sauce.
You just eat this?
What do you do?
You're going to bite the seeds off, kind of like a pole bean in structure, and work the fruit off from around the seed. And you're going to spit the seed out again. You just pop it right in your hand. But how good is that?
That's delicious.
It's like candy, isn't it?
What tamarind?
Tamarind, yes, sir.
And how does this grow, Jerry?
On a tree. Same thing. These huge trees, we've got them in the park. They hang all over.
Beautiful tree.
And this is season for it right now?
Yeah, well, tamarinds go most year round. You know,
Yeah.
You can have different varieties, different seasons.
I never tasted a tamarind.
Okay.
Okay, and so now what do you do?
Okay, let's try a mango with it now too. Why not? All right.
That is delicious.
So this would taste different if we hadn't had the miracle fruit.
Yeah,
The tamarind, it'd be really bitter.
Really tart. Now, it's almost not fair to have miracle fruit with these mangoes because they're sweet anyways.
Yeah.
Right. But you're gonna knock your socks off with this flavor.
I'm gonna get a sugar high.
Now, Robert is Here is open
7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are closed actually, and
Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Go to robertishere.com. They're located at 19200 Southwest 344th Street here in Redland. Just great stuff.
These mangoes are so. Is this a better year than most, or?
Well, last year we didn't have anything. Irma knocked most everyone out of business. The trees that did live, they got beat up real hard, and so it was a minimal year.
Right.
So this year, even though, you know, in my farm, our trees are about 30% smaller after cutting them back and everything, we've got some fruit. So
It's delicious, absolutely delicious. Now, what's the varietal of this? I'm sorry, man. What kind of? Which one is
I
it?
didn't bring this.
the one you just ate was a Pickering.
Okay.
Pickering. I have Pickering and Rosy Golds.
Okay, got it.
You know, Jerry, I wanted to ask you the collections. If you could talk more about that. So when you take a tour, you kind of go around the world, right?
Yeah, we're right on the threshold of Asia right here, and across the water is Africa, and tropical America is back on the other side here. So, you know, Asia is where most of the mangoes are, and it's probably our largest. We call it the queen of our collection is the mangoes. We've got 150 to 160 varieties on the farm here on this property, and you know, we were talking just a few minutes ago about. You're saying, what is this? I don't think I've ever tasted a mango like this. Right. You haven't, because most of these doesn't ship unless you go to Robert is Here or find them out on the ground out here in the park. You've probably never had these. Most mangoes that you get in the grocery store, there's 1, 2, maybe 3 varieties that are commercially shipped. So you haven't tasted anything until.
So why do they stay here? Why don't they reach us?
It's probably harder to ship a mango ripe than it is a peach or an egg or anything else.
A lot of times it comes down to, it's multifaceted. Like when you're growing them, the biggest commercial variety is the Tommy Atkin. And they are one of the worst flavor tasting mangoes in existence.
But they ship better.
But you can grow them. You never have to spray them. They don't get the anthracnose, so it's easy on the farmer. They're always pretty reds and yellow blushes. They get a good size, so it's good for the broker and the retailer. And human beings, we are apt to buy with our eyes and not with our brains. Right. And therefore you get
it's a great idea. Look, come on down here.
You have to visit this
to
place.
Redland
Bring
and do a couple of things. I'm going to give you a third suggestion. Come up in just a minute. But my idea is come to the Fruit and Spice Park, get the tour. It costs you $10 to get in. For an adult, what, $3 for a child?
$3.
It's affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable. Come and do the tour. That $10 will let you do the tour. They've got 3 tours a day. And then get down to Robert is Here.
Exactly.
You know, and check all that out. Now, you bottle things, you jar things, right?
See, that's what.
And they do the shakes.
Right. Well, it all kind of, everything happened organically with us. You know, we opened in '59, and Grandpa started planting all these tropicals in the '60s. Well, before South Florida was the way it is now, with a melting pot of cultures, it was a different look to it, and we had a lot of these tropicals that were sitting and rotting. Well, Grandma and Grandpa, they grew up in the Depression. They never wasted anything. Right. So I brought 4 of my grandma's original recipes, and we started canning. And then eventually, that couldn't keep up with the pace, and so the milkshakes were born. And so now we have milkshakes made out of everything. Now,
this is mango preserve, which sounds outstanding.
It's a fabulous. I've got guanabana, I've got passion fruit, and mamey there, and we're very proud. If at no time,
You should be.
Well, of all the other things, but something that's not quite as prominently known is that we waste absolutely nothing. At any given time, you go to our store, you look in our dumpsters, we don't throw away anything. If I can't sell it or make milkshakes out of it or do salsa and guacamole on it or give it to the soup kitchen, it goes to feed our animals. And so we go through tons and tons of produce every week, and not one bit is wasted.
This is about as green a place as you're going to find. It really, in so many ways. All right, let me give it to you again. Brandon and his dad, it's called Robert is Here, started by Brandon's grandparents in 1959.
Which is on the roof.
60th anniversary.
They put my dad out there when he was 6 years old.
Wow. 19200 Southwest 344th Street. Just remember, just go to robertishere.com. That makes it easy. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're open all year long except for Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. Come on down and enjoy it. And then Jerry's, the horticulturist here at the Fruit and Spice Park. This place is just fantastic. And you know what else is fantastic? they make wine out of this stuff too.
They do.
They do, and I'm going to try it in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Here on Eat This, Drink That, Go.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.